I've spent a good part of my life, if you've heard of me before this week, for a number of years, I spent the good part of my life, much less my career, saying one thing but really doing another. And I've said that this is not about fame, this is not about fortune, this is about being faithful. But in my heart, I really wanted to be famous and I really wanted to be rich. When I got a little taste of that, it ruined me. And I learned a valuable lesson that with God, nothing is wasted. And with God, we don't have to live in regret of our past, because everything back there, He redeems it. He doesn't waste it, and He forgives and He forgets. And it's us that miss out back there because we're not truly living the life that He created us to live. And so incredibly thankful for a God of infinite chances. And my husband and I, 3 years ago this time, we were separated and we were getting a divorce. And both of us had made some pretty terrible choices that put us in that place. And the big fancy house, the fancy cars, they all went away. The bank account dwindled to nothing, and he left. And I became a single mother of 3 little kids. And I remember being so devastated, crying myself to sleep that I burst the blood vessels in my face, crying out to God so hardcore, saying, please fix this. Please bring him back. And it wasn't until I got quiet that I heard God say to me, and I know you hear people say, I heard God say. I didn't hear it audible, but I heard it. He told me to shut up. He told me to listen, and I was telling someone last night that I wrote James 1:19 on my hand for 6 months. Be slow to speak and quick to listen. Amen. And he said, do you want the same marriage? Do you want the same husband? Do you want to be the same girl? The same wife, the same mom? Because I'm your creator, and I've dreamed more for you long before you even existed. And you've been missing out. And I remember in my oversized kitchen that, thank God, I no longer have. I live in what I call my house of hope. I heard him say on my travertine tile floor, that's far overrated, by the way, in the darkest, blackest place in my life, I was not met face to face with a God that stuck his finger in my face and wanted to make a point. I met my Father, who loves me, and he wrapped his arms around me and he said, I'm not here to say anything to you except that I love you and I forgive you, and it's never too late to start over with me, so do you want to start over? And I did not know what that meant. I didn't know if that meant as a single mother. I didn't know if that meant as a reconciled marriage or married to someone else. But I knew that the God that had protected me and provided for me on nights when, for those of you who are married, I am such a wimp when it comes to the lights going out or the tire going flat or the battery not starting or what have you. And when those things would happen, I missed my husband, but somehow I was still protected, I was still provided for. And in that moment I met not just my Father, but the one true love of my life, who will never leave me. He will always think I'm beautiful. He will always love me. He will always forgive me. He will always fight for me. He gave his life for me. He loves me that much. And I just fell in love with him, like a romantic affection for my Creator. And when it was just us, and he became truly all I needed, I was able to love my husband the way that I should have been all along. And what I didn't know is that God was breaking his heart and making it new. And month after month after month, we started to walk back towards each other. And the greatest day of my life was on May 16th of last year, or actually 13, it's January now, when we got married all over again and we told Satan exactly where he could stick his attempts. So I don't know what you brought on this cruise. I don't know if you were trying to get away from something, or if this is just a time of refreshment. But in a room full this size, I know that there is some heartbreak. And some of you just want to start over, and you just want God to forget everything and give you a chance to just begin again. And there's good news, because you get to do that as many times as you need to, because He loves you that much. And so, some of you know this song. If you do, this is an act of worship for me, and this is my new anthem, that I am no longer messing around. I am ready now to be used by you for what I was created for. Lord, I'm ready now